Thank you for joining for the third story as well. It's in Numbers, chapter 27. And this is the conversation about dividing the land. So what we did, we divided the land according to the males. And there was a group, the daughters of Zelophehad, that their father has died in the desert. And therefore, of course, they would have a place to live, but they didn't have a place of their own because it would be divided based on the males. So they came to Moses and to Elazar. It was by the entrance of the Ohel Moed, and they said, our father died in the desert. And again, they used the word lama. Why shall we be excluded only because he didn't have children? Why shall we be excluded? And again, you would think Moshe will go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Just trust God, because that's God's rules. How dare you question? Well, you think God didn't understand? You think God didn't know there could be a situation like this? But it is. Suck it up. God said so. Enough of us, without a why. Just suck it up. Here's very interesting that Moses responds, Vayakrev Moshe et mishpatam lifnei Hashem. Moses brought forth, I think it means their ruling. Obviously it's their complaint, but it's their ruling. There's something brilliant and logical over here. It was their ruling. And again, you think at least God will say, well, that's disrespectful. I know the rules, and I know the ins and outs, and this is what I said, and they're going to get their fair share. Life is fair, and sometimes it doesn't look fair, but tomorrow they'll get maybe more than their other families got parts of the land of Israel. The response from God sent chills up my spine. I can't say I remember the whole entire Torah, but I can't remember anywhere in the Torah it says these words. Kain dovrot benot Zelophehad. God says, the daughters of Zelophehad have spoken well. They have spoken sense. Find me anywhere in the Torah that someone says something and God says, I like what they said. And God backs it, and he makes an amendment to the whole entire rule of how the system works. By the way, 3,000 years ago, the feminine movement, they didn't come with arrogance, they didn't come with judgment, they came with compassion, love. They just wanted to know why. Why? There could be a respectful why, and that's what they did. I'm astonished, I'm still at shock from these powerful words. Kain dovrot benot Zelophehad. The daughters of Zelophehad have spoken well. And for yourself, take the Chumash, take the Bible and read all the verses, how the amendment works, and how beautiful it's all set up within the whole system. There is something about this why. Now there are two whys. There are two whys. But there's one thing we concluded from all three stories. That no one was rebuked for the why. On the contrary, like we see by the story of the daughters of Zelophehad, that God actually complimented them for their complaint, for their yearning, for their own piece of land, for the fairness, for the judgment. Not judgment, justice, for the justice that they were demanding. Thanks for listening. And in the next clip, we'll talk about the two types of why. The why, sometimes it could be contaminated, sometimes it could be beautiful and emotional. And join me in the next clip. I'll tell you what's the difference. Thanks.